Hello everyone and welcome to Nevada Preps Preview, a weekly high school sports show where we break down all the top playoff football matchups in Southern Nevada. I'm Ben Gotz, joined as always by the Superman, my Batman, Justin Emerson of Nevada Preps.
I prefer Batman, but whatever.
Sorry. We're really getting down to it this week with 2 region title games in 4A on Friday, plus 2 3A state semis, and a 1A state title game on Saturday. The field just keeps getting narrower and narrower, Justin.
We are down to 8 Southern Nevada teams. We've got 4 left in 4A, 2 in 3A, 0 in 2A, and just 2 in 1A. Oddly enough, Friday and Saturday of this week will be the last days of the season with multiple games on the same day. Really hard to believe, but I mean, here we are. And next week we'll have a 4A semifinal and a 3A state final. But we're going to talk about this week, and we're going to crown a champion this Saturday. Exciting times.
Absolutely. Well, let's lead off with that state title game we mentioned earlier. Spring Mountain versus Pahranagat Valley at Indian Springs. This is a rematch of last year's state title game where the Golden Eagles scored a major upset against the Panthers to take that 1A crown, but it's going to take another stellar effort for them to repeat. Pahranagat Valley beat Spring Mountain earlier this year, 74-26, and the Panthers have just looked great all season, Justin.
They really have, and I chatted with a couple of Pahranagat Valley players and coaches before the season, and they said all the right things when the recorders are going, sure, but you can tell. They were embarrassed, angry, and they've been thinking about it all year. They took out some of that anger in a whooping earlier this year, as Ben mentioned, but remember Pahranagat won last year's regular season meeting too. It would be a major upset, I feel, if Spring Mountain wins again on Saturday, but hey, it was a major upset last year, and here we are talking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to stick with Saturday and talk about some 3A games where the winners have a chance to play for a state title. Each matchup features a southern team and a northern team, with one game happening here and one taking place up north. Mojave is hitting the road in this first game to play Fernley, where stud running back Tawee Walker and the rest of the Rattlers will get to show a new team just how good they've been this year, Justin.
You know, I got a chance to see Walker live for the first time last week, and wow, is he impressive. On both sides of the ball, really. We've talked about his offense all year, but he leads the Rattlers in tackles this season. That supplements John Harper, who's had a spectacular season with 6 interceptions, and David Warren with 7 sacks. This team is more than just Tawee Walker, but, I mean, having him and his 1,485 rushing yards and 18 rushing touchdowns certainly doesn't hurt.
Well, definitely not. Well, next up, we're going to talk about the game taking place here, where defending 3A state champ Desert Pines will host Spring Creek. The Jaguars are on an 8-game winning streak and have outscored their playoff opponents so far 102-12. So I guess what I'm getting at is this may not be a fortuitous road trip for the Spartans.
102-12. That almost seems fake. The Jaguars are rolling, and the last time these two teams met, it was in the state title game last year where the Jags won 39-6. We are definitely in the era of the best Desert Pines team of all time. They won the state title last year and certainly look poised to do it again. If they win, next Saturday they will either head north to face Fernley, or if Mojave beats Fernley, that game will be moved down south, so Southern Nevada can see what has become a football powerhouse in Las Vegas.
Absolutely, don't mess with those Jaguars. Well, now we're going to move up to 4A, where Bishop Gorman will host Arbor in the Sunset Region title game. The Gales allowed their first points to a Nevada team last week in their win against Faith Lutheran, and with this Aggies offense, I would be surprised if they gave up another score in this one.
No, this is it. It's over. The Gales gave up points. They're just not good anymore. I jest, of course. As we said last week, it's a testament to just how dominant Gorman has been that we weren't entertaining the notion that they might lose, but give up points. And I do think they'll give up points again this week because, well, Arborview hasn't lost yet. The Aggies are the only in-city team with a 0 in the loss column, and when the competition gets harder in the playoffs, they've put up 102 points in just 2 games. And would you believe if I told you the Aggies have never won the Sunset Region? Hard to believe, considering their recent dominance, but they've been runners-up to the Gales the last 3 years and had a 10-7 lead even in the second quarter last year. You know Arborview isn't just going to lay down for the big bad Gales.
Well, last but not least, we have our Sunrise Region title game, which pits Green Valley at Liberty. The Gators are in the midst of one of the best seasons in school history, with 10 wins now and a region title game appearance for only the second time in school history. This is a tough matchup for them, though, because they lost to the Patriots 49-14, and so it's looking like it's going to be tough for them to advance any further than this, Justin.
You know, Ben, I was out at Liberty on Wednesday, and this isn't a team that just expects to be handed a region title. Coach Morocco told me he's ingrained the idea of legacy into his players. I'm not talking about the school. And that if they want to be the first Patriots team to win a state title, they can't afford to be the first Patriots team since 2009 to not win the Sunrise region. But on the other side, Green Valley's offense is a little tough to get a read on. At the beginning of the year, quarterback A.J. Barilla launched the ball across the field, but in their region semifinal against Canyon Springs last week, the Gators threw 24 times and ran 51 times for less than 3 yards per rush. Liberty's defense is the best in the Sunrise region, and Green Valley may very well have to keep the Patriots guessing in order to win its first title.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Nevada Preps Preview. Make sure to check back to nevadapreps.com for all your scores, analysis, and video from these playoff games both Friday and Saturday. There'll definitely be another exciting weekend of high school football. And until we get there, I'm Ben Gotz. He's Justin Emerson from Nevada Preps.